Okay, starting down there, and I try to get through as much of the side of the garden weeding as I can, and we'll see where we go from there. Yeah, nothing more to say. Okay, well, here you go. I did in fact finish going down the west side. I estimated it was going to take me half an hour to finish. I'm off by a factor of 2. It did in fact take an entire hour, but now I get to move on to the next phase, which will be to do the south side and a couple of other things, and I'm going to start rolling out black plastic. So, you might be wondering why, if the goal is to put out more black plastic to ostensibly kill all the weeds and stuff that are in the ground so I don't have to worry about them, why did I go through all the effort of weeding this before killing the weeds? I guess that's how that logic goes. I don't know. But once again, just like the buttercups, I'm trying to get to the point where as much as I can do to help make sure the weed genome is missing from the soil, I'm going to try to do it. So check back in a year to see if my efforts turned out well. Okay, that's it for today. See you next time. Howdy there, folks. Sounds like my neighbor's got the right idea. He's out with the lawnmower. I'm not going to do that today. Probably do that tomorrow. Anyway, how many of you guys remember the Wizard of Oz? Remember when they finally got to Oz and they're in the room and they're seeing the wizard, the guy behind the curtains, and he says, "Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Pay no attention to the buttercups on this side, because today my goal is to get this little bit here on the south end of the garden. And, you know, I think I should work my way up the east side as quickly as I can." So, we'll see how that goes. Inevitable time lapse. So, as you can see, I've finished the south side of the garden, and I don't know how much of the west side you can see. But I did want to reiterate that I worked about 20 minutes longer than I wanted to, because I want to go back inside to our Charlie, who is by himself today. So the plan is at this point to eventually black plastic the west side, I think I'm going to leave the east side open, excuse me, south side open. And going up the other side, then we're planning on trying to get that seeded. And we've got, I don't know, 7 or 8 or 9 yards of dirt out in the front we're going to put over the top of that. And hopefully regrass it, and that means we can take down the weld wire fence that's around the garden. So, whew, nothing but stuff to do, and as I'm recovering from my surgery, I'm trying to minimize my exposure to the sun. So, there you go, guys. That's it for now. See you next time. Yeah, we're just kind of going to chill out here in the sunshine for a little bit. Just a little update on the Vego Gardens as they're starting to have lots and lots of plant growth in them. Well, howdy. Let's see if I can make this work. I did this once a long time ago. Mike Simon of Dirt Perfect calls this YouTube magic. Let's see if I can do this right. This is the east side of the garden path. Now, I've been telling you guys that the plan is to seed this, get some cover dirt over it, and get it ready for grass. Where the tripod is sitting right now is still a buttercup nightmare against the south edge, but I'm not going to do that right now. So today's goal is to spare you a bunch of time lapse and possibly just do this. Well, alrighty then. Several days later, all kind of looking dark and damp because, yes, indeed, it did rain 2/10 of an inch overnight. Took me several days. That's why I'm probably wearing something different. But anyway, okay, so what's the plan here? I call this the garden path. That might be a little misleading, but anyway, we want to regrass this and then eventually be able to take down the weld wire fence that's up around the lawn. Let me go show you some stuff. Okay, a couple of details. You may have wondered why I've left so much green stuff. Well, the idea wasn't to do a scorched earth. It was really just to get the weeds out. And although I may not have completely perfectly done that all the time, that's why there's some green stuff left. And you may ask about the bricks. Well, the bricks are against the fence because the bunnies escape as well as gain entry by having dug under the fence. I will be eventually putting either river rock or bricks. Now, you might see on the right side of the screen there, oh yeah, there's some buttercups, and oh yeah, I still have to do that little spot there. But for the most part, the pathway that's currently mulch and therefore off limits to Charlie is now ready for seeding, and then I've got a bunch of dirt out on the driveway that I'll be moving back here with the tractor. Also cleaned up the temporary garden fence line, and Brenda told me yesterday that those former plants can be discarded and the dirt added to the path. I'll do that when I'm ready to actually start the grading process. Down here, this was going to be, there was intention to have another gate here if we were going to keep the fence up that would connect via this path that I made out of extra material down over yonder. That was rock that was left over from the patio deck project that was leveled underneath where the concrete was poured. So yeah, there's grass that's from the original lawn. I never fully eradicated, but that's what we're intending to do back here. So, shooting down the path back towards the now empty tripod, that's the status of the path as of today, late in June 2025. Oh, and yes, it is my intention to get all these weeds and buttercups. Brenda is contacting some fence contractors to see if we can get a good bid on re-fencing this instead of just having weld wire. There's a proposal to have houses or condos be put in the next 2 lots down. We chose not to participate in that. We've been investing in this garden you guys have been watching. Those 12-foot are 12-foot sideboards from the former raised planter beds, and I'm not sure how we're going to reuse those. But this is my last major buttercup project right here. But it's pretty low on the priority list. Okay. Once again, a quick peek at Brenda's garden. And we'll do a overflight with the drone and take some time and get some close-ups and such. Okay, so here's my wrap-up coming up. And like I said, there you have it for today's exercise. One other thing I need to do around the garden is you've probably seen even in the video I just shot. There's still weeds and stuff I don't want growing up in the cinder blocks. I got to go through and do all that, but I can do that after we get the lawn stuff started out here, so that will be a little bit later priority. Okay? Hey guys, thanks for taking a few minutes and seeing this. I chose to spare you endless, well, work hours of me doing time lapse of weeding, woo! And hopefully this other format of YouTube magic is better. Okay, more things coming. Thanks for stopping by. Oh yeah, you know, like all the other people say on YouTube, hey, if you like what you see here, be sure to give it a like, comment. Love the comments, love interacting with all y'all. And subscribe if you like this stuff. It's wide variety. Who knows, I might start cooking stuff on the smoker again. Might build a little project. I don't know.